Hi and welcome, I'm Melanie. So as we all know, this journey can be painfully difficult, confusing, exhausting and frustrating to navigate. And this can be especially true if you are comparing yourself with how much progress you are making in comparison to others, or in comparison to where your mind believes you should be on the journey, and whether what you are doing is right or wrong. Convincing yourself you are doing it wrong and giving yourself a hard time. Doubting yourself with what you are feeling intuitively, with what your mind believes you should be doing or shouldn't be doing, and getting caught up in labels and what a label may mean, having strict do's and don'ts surrounding a particular label. And so what happens is you end up tying yourself up in knots and getting nowhere fast. And so I wanted to come on here for those of you who are or may experience this, to hopefully help you to understand something important. And that is, every divine feminine's journey is different, and every pair of twins' journey is unique. And that is because every soul is unique. So no two journeys will be the same. And although there will be similarities, ultimately, all divine feminine's path will unfold as their soul has planned it, through the divine feminine becoming aware of and releasing themselves from the constructs of the egoic mind. Because once your egoic mind gets involved, it can be easy to get caught up in labels and becoming too set in how something should or should not play out because of what the label implies or you have heard. Or hearing about others on their journey and comparing yourself and journey, or wondering where others are on their journey and comparing yourself on your journey to where your mind believes you should be, believing you are not making enough progress, believing you are doing something wrong in some way, or should be doing it better, or in a different way, or quicker. And this can lead you to feeling a lot of pressure. And of course, all this is because your mind sees everything and everyone in duality and as separate, and looks outside of itself for validation, and so will constantly compare, causing you to feel inferior if it believes you are not where someone else is or where it thinks you should be, or will feel superior if it thinks you are doing much better than another or where it thinks you should be. Remember, the mind is logical, and so to be able to understand something will want to label everything, and is linear and is affected by the illusion of time, and is always either looking to the future or to the past. And so it will be impatient and want and expect answers and progress. So it will have expectations about the journey and expectations about you and your progress. And of course, because your mind is fear-based, it will cause you to judge and doubt yourself, causing you to feel unworthy, not capable, impatient, leading you to constantly compare yourself and needing to always find validation outside of yourself. However, this is not a journey of the mind. It is a journey of the soul. And your soul will be calling for you to connect within and to be guided by your inner wisdom whenever you drop into uncertainty, doubting and comparing, getting caught up in labels and so on. It's important to know and understand that there are fundamental principles of the connection and journey. And so there are guidelines to help you understand the connection and journey and what is happening and how best to navigate it. But at the end of the day, taking into consideration these principles, this journey and the connection with your divine masculine is unique to you. And so ultimately, you will know best by listening to your soul. And so to support you with this, you have been given two gifts that you can call upon and draw upon to help you. And that is discernment and resonance with whatever it is that you come across on your journey, whether it's what you hear, see, read and feel. To be discerning in decision making, to be able to discern whether it is your soul or your mind that is causing you to feel the way you do. So you are able to see through the illusion of fear, together with knowing if something is resonating with you and allowing yourself to trust in that resonance. Because being discerning will help you to be able to choose what you believe and gives you the ability to stand back, pause and see beyond what something may look or seem like on the surface. Or in other words, to see clearly and choose wisely. And this, along with resonance, which is what can ring or sing out to you loud and clear as something that is true, helps you to be able to tune into what you are feeling. So to be able to make a sound decision, guiding you on the journey to where you need to be. Because of course, resonance is your intuition and is a way that your soul communicates with you. Although there are basic principles of the connection with your divine masculine and journey to be aware of, once you start to get pulled into details and analysing the shoulds and shouldn'ts, do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs, getting caught up in anything to do with time, this is all mind stuff and will trip you up, hinder you and your progress and keep you stuck. And comparing and doubting yourself will only keep you looping. And if there's one thing this journey is trying to teach you, it's to listen to your soul and to go with what resonates with you and to use discernment, regardless of what you think you should or shouldn't be doing. The emphasis on think and should, because that's the mind. And to go with what you feel intuitively, regardless of if it makes sense or if it's the opposite of what your mind believes you should do. Your soul has a plan, and this journey is about allowing yourself to be guided by your soul. And so it won't necessarily make sense to the mind. And so your mind will be loud and fear will rise up, trying to convince you in any way it can to stay inside your comfort zone, not to venture into the unknown. But this journey isn't about you staying the same as you were, where you believed you had to look outside of yourself for approval, acceptance and validation, constantly comparing yourself and allowing labels and doubt to get in the way of you following your true path. It's about you rising above the mind and seeing beyond the illusion of fear and remembering to allow yourself to be okay where you are and with who you are, trusting what you are intuitively feeling, allowing your journey to unfold in its unique way. And although there are fundamental principles of the journey to be aware of and guidelines to help you break free of the looping and chasing, which can help you to ascend and balance your energy so you can progress to union, it's not about allowing the mind to take over, where these guidelines become strict rules to abide by due to the mind's need for logic and limited capacity for understanding anything other than what comes from the five senses, only seeing in duality, causing you to compare, doubt and become uncertain about yourself and your journey, but rather to go with the essence of the journey, which is to allow trust and to go with the flow, allowing your soul to guide you. And you can do this through being discerning and going with what resonates. If you are struggling with this or finding any aspect of the journey confusing and difficult to navigate, then please reach out and connect with me via my website to book a one-to-one session or a free discovery call, a kind of try before you buy, where you not only get the opportunity to see if coaching is for you, but you can also ask any questions and talk about your journey. The link from my website is below. As always, thank you so much for watching, subscribing, liking and commenting. It's always very much appreciated. Sending you all so much love. Bye for now and blessed be.